I hate when that happens. Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. I make videos. So I know it's been a minute since you guys have heard anything from me. I usually try to post every Friday and Monday, but that did not happen this week. It's been one heck of a week. I've been trying to look for a house in Florida, so that's taken up so much of my time, and luckily I did find an apartment to live in with Heidi and our other friend slash roommate, Carly. So we're all very excited that we found a place. I've called so many places and I just did not have time to edit or film anything for a video on Monday, so you're just getting one today instead. So before I get into this video, I just wanted to remind everyone that I will be living in Florida in 5 weeks from today. I will be in Florida, moving in. So excited. It's just a relief to find an apartment. I'm not that far away from property, but it's really exciting to kind of like, it's my first real apartment. I had a house in Florida for a little bit, and then of course I used to live on the DCP housing, but now this is like my first like real place that I get to live in with my best friend, so I'm very excited. So in today's video, I am going to be talking about something that really is difficult for me to talk about, but I wanted to open up to you guys because there might be some of you out here that could relate to this, or that have gone through this, or maybe are going through this or will go through this in the future, and it's kind of nice to be able to relate and to hear someone else's experience about this certain topic. So today I'm going to be talking to you about why I left Disney. So if you're interested on seeing why I left the Walt Disney Company in the first place and why I'm kind of going back, you're in the right place. Just keep watching. I don't know where to begin. I don't like to talk about it. So if you haven't seen any of my videos before, you may not know that I used to work for Disney. Obviously my channel is completely based off of Disney pretty much. I did my Disney college program for the fall 2000, no, I didn't. I did my college program for the Fall Advantage 2016 program, and I know I probably sound like a broken record to some of you, but for those of you who don't know, that's kind of like the backstory of all this. So basically, I expected completely to stay with Disney after my college program. I moved at the end of May, and 100% I thought I was going to be there for good. I didn't know exactly what I would be doing. I was hoping I was still going to be in entertainment, but I was just, you know, like, this is my life. I live in Florida and I'm gonna stay here. So during my college program, I was a character performer. So as a CP, I believe, in my personal opinion, I had good scores. And I was happy with them, and I was not a person to ever call out. I never missed work. I never gave shifts away, and if I did, it was because I was going home on vacation or because I was trading a shift with someone. I was always really good at making sure when I was scheduled to work, I would work. And I was also really good at taking people's shifts if I wasn't in overtime. But for the most part, I thought I was a pretty good cast member. I kept to the rules. I never got in trouble. I didn't have any points, like not one. I was never late to work. I never got reprimanded. I never got talked to by a leader or, like, you know, nothing. I would say I was a pretty good cast member. Not toot my own horn. Also, as a character performer on my college program, I was parade and show trained. So I thought that was gonna help me. So basically what can happen after your college program is you can apply to be full-time, part-time, seasonal, you name it, you can apply to be whatever to stay with the company. But before you can apply for full-time, part-time, or seasonal, you have the option to extend your college program. So to me, that was my first option because I thought that was going to be the easiest thing for me to get. But of course, I was going to take whatever I could. So at a certain time in your college program, you are allowed to apply for an extension. So my extension would be a whole year long because you are allowed to be in the CP for an entire year. So my CP would have been the fall advantage from the end of May until the first week of January, and then I would have extended into the spring program from the beginning of January until the end of May. Honestly, I thought I was going to get it because I had friends that told me in the past that they have gotten one, and that's how they went from CP to full-time because we were at the company for so long. About late October of my program, people started to receive emails saying that they got extended into the spring. And I was actually at a rehearsal for parade that day, and people were telling me that they were getting emails, and I was like, oh my gosh, I had to check mine because I really wasn't concerned about it. I was like, okay, everyone gets kept after their CP, so I will too. So I went and I checked my email, and it actually told me that my extension was declined, and it had something to do with a mass volume in my role, which I now understand that there were multiple and a lot of people doing the same role as me, so I wasn't needed. Especially as a CP, it was just like, you know, they probably had so many people seasonal waiting for full-time part-time, and they probably already had so many full-time part-time people that they didn't need to add any more people that have only been there for 6 months into the mix. You know, I was so disappointed, but I was like, you know what? It's okay. Like, I'm doing my first parade in just a week. It's gonna be my birthday. We'll get this all figured out. So towards the end of your program, you're allowed to apply to pretty much not be a CP anymore. So that's what I did, and I was hoping for the best, but I know it's a lot harder to get into a seasonal, part-time, or full-time role right after your CP if you didn't really extend. I don't know, that's just what I heard. And I applied, and basically you have like, you're in like this giant pool, and you can hear back within like a day or like 6 months. And you guessed it, I didn't hear back immediately, so that was kind of rough, but my CP was about to end. So I needed that reassurance that I was still gonna be with the company, and I started to freak out because, again, I'm still trying to have a lot of fun in Florida and make the most of it because my best friend Heidi is about to leave, so I wanted to have fun with her, but I'm still freaking out because I'm like, I didn't get extended, and now I'm not hearing back whether I'm going to be full-time, part-time, or seasonal. Am I even going to hear back? So my program came and went, and I was no longer a cast member for Disney because basically your skills only stay in the system until your internship is over. So my internship officially ended, and everyone was like, okay, you're basically not a cast member anymore. If you do get rehired into Disney, you're gonna be like starting all over again. So I was in a dilemma because at the time, like I said, I fully expected to remain in Florida and to stay with Disney in some type of way, whether it was performing or just working with them in general. But I didn't realize how overhired Disney was, and that wasn't just with entertainment, that was with anything, because they had just opened Shanghai Disney, so I guess there were like budget cuts, so it was just not looking good for the time I did my program. So I signed a lease for a house with my old roommate, Colleen, because she was moving back and doing another program, and I was all the way out in Clermont, Florida, which was not fun at all because I wasn't working. I was basically paying rent out of pocket, and I was really bored. But I did actually get hired on as a performer for Universal. I just actually never trained with them because literally 2 weeks after I moved into this apartment, or I moved into a house, after I moved to that house in Clermont, I literally just woke up one morning and was like, nope, I'm leaving. Like, I just woke up, called my mom, and I was like, I'm gonna drive home right now. I'm gonna pack all my things and leave. And my mom was like, no, 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 don't do that. So my parents were actually great enough to fly out and help me pack, and I literally went home that week. They kept asking me, like, are you sure you want to leave? Are you sure you don't want to keep auditioning and try to get with Disney? And I was like, no, I need to leave. I need to go home. Something like in my instincts, like, I don't know, my instincts just kicked in and they were like, no, leave, abort mission. So I did, and I went home and I pretty much came home to like nothing. I didn't have a job, I didn't have anything, and it was like the dead of winter in Chicago. So you can imagine how rough that was, going from sunny Florida to like bitter frostbite cold in the Midwest. It was just insane, and it was definitely not my choice not to be with the company. It was just sometimes on your CP, Disney could be really overstaffed no matter what the situation is. They could just say, no, we don't need you right now, but thank you so much, and then that's it. That's it. That's all you have with the company. So my biggest thing is, don't go in to the college program thinking I'm only ever gonna work for Disney and I'm gonna be here forever. You need to know that the college program is only an internship, and the dates that they give you are the only dates that you are guaranteed to be there. So don't set your heart on the chances of maybe going full-time or part-time or getting extended. You can stay in Florida. You don't have to leave and plan on going home after your program, but at least have another option, because I didn't have a last resort. I just fully thought I was going to be with the company because everyone told me it was easy, but I actually got denied my extension, and that was really rough for me because it made me feel like, I think the whole like not getting extended or getting any type of role with Disney after my CP really messed with me in a way, and made me feel like for the longest time I felt like I wasn't good, I wasn't a good performer or a good dancer, and that you know what, for people going through the same thing, that is not the case. It's just like, at the time in your life, it's not meant to be, so don't try to force it. Like, maybe you're meant to do other things and not continue with Disney, which I'm so glad that I was given the opportunity to come back home, because I actually got to work with an awesome high school dance team, and I feel like if I wouldn't have came home, I never would have got to work with them or even meet those girls. I would have never been able to come back to any of my studios or help open one of the studios that I work for. So I just feel like everything that happened this year in my life was meant to happen, and now I'm going back. And again, I don't know what I'm doing exactly, I just know I'm a performer, but now I'm going back with like expectations and like knowing like the reality of being a cast member. So it's gonna be a little bit different, but I get to go back this time with my best friend, and thinking about if I would have stayed with the company like directly after my program. Heidi left. As you guys all know, Heidi's my best friend, and easily I could have been there without her and then ended up maybe hating Disney. And fast forward to now, my best friend Heidi wants to go back to Disney, and then I could have been like, no way, I'm not going back with you. And then maybe it could have changed our friendship. Everything is meant to be. Like, personally, I feel like I was meant to meet the people that I met on my program. I was meant to do the things that I did on my program. And now this time going back, again, being a performer, I feel like there's, you know, new destinies, new fates, and I think it's all just going to work out the way that it's supposed to. So I'm not worried about it, you know. Just happy. I don't necessarily know what I'm going to be doing when I go back to Disney. It's not like, for those of you who personally know me that are assuming this, I'm not going to go directly back to Disney and just go back to where I was. I'm not, you know, to me, basically to Disney, I'm just a new person. Even though they do know who I am, they're just gonna train me from the beginning, and I have to, you know, work my way up back to where I was. Even though it wasn't that high, I still have to like work for the roles and the castings that I want. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching today's video, and I'm so excited to see you guys in my next one. Bye!